Perhaps you could describe what your role is as the art director of Artecnica.
Well, actually, just to be accurate, I'm a co-art director with my partner Tamil Javanbach, so we both work at sourcing, selecting, coming up with ideas that we can work with designers with. But I guess one of the main roles is kind of to envision the direction of our company as it places itself in the world of design, in trying to both achieve objects of great function and aesthetics, but also, as in our Design with Conscious campaign, to also act in a way that design can solve problems beyond maybe the simple object or the work that we're focusing, but also trying to analyze problems of environmental recyclability and global situations so that we can contribute in many ways with our work.
Okay. Was there a goal for the new collection, the pieces in it?
The goal of the new collection was basically to continue in the effort of searching for certain ideal objects that combine at a great level both the aesthetics and the function. We're always very convinced that we need to have objects that are beautiful and very functional, and achieving that perfect balance where nobody can say that one characteristic of the object prevails over the other. It's our interest in life.
Okay. Could you describe the process involved in realizing one of the projects?
Well, I'll give you two examples. I guess one of them is the new light by Heath Nash, which we found some preliminary ideas when I visited him several years ago in his studio. And going from that original beautiful artistic object to giving it a new shape, a new function, and a new realization took several years of work. And then one of the hard parts actually of the project is to be able to achieve and satisfy many requirements of successful product, which involves not just the object itself, but also how it's manufactured, where is it manufactured, at what cost it can be manufactured, because in the end the success of the company depends also on how producible an object is and how easy to ship and how easy to get over to the market. So in reality, the constraints of a successful product are tremendous because you have to achieve in a almost perfect way every aspect of that product. And the more you're able to achieve those goals, the more successful the product will be. But the interesting part of that specific project was that the whole shape had to change and adapt in details of manufacturing and details of how it was designed. So it really started as an interesting concept, and to make it a product such as the lamp that you have behind you or down on the floor, and also how the interiors were designed. So that is something that sometimes the public may not know how complicated it can be. And the same, another interesting was our Rich's Kitchen collection with designed by Tord, where the craftsmen that we utilize this time is part of our Design with Conscious project, which basically puts artisans and designers in contact, was that the artisans this time were challenged to come up with a new technique and new craftsmanship that they hadn't experienced before. And working with the hand and working with developing the technique, it took quite a long time. And at the beginning, always sometimes seems pretty hopeless that we'll be able to achieve what we want. And in some cases, it becomes too difficult to continue. But in this case, the project made it all the way to the end.
Okay. After the initial success with the project through the first pieces in the collection, have you seen any sort of new challenges as you kind of move into the future as a company with the Design with Conscious project?
Well, I guess the Design with Conscious concept, while has a great momentum, has a great appreciation by the public and the press, because it makes interesting news, because it addresses problems that people are concerned. But finding that compromise between what is where that message lays into some great products, and also meeting the other constraints of pricing and costing all this. That's probably a bigger challenge than normally maybe in other type of work. Also, working with artisans, you generally have a tougher communication system, you're under more constraints, so definitely that's a more challenging project than something that maybe is more industrially made in a more controlled environment.
Yeah.
But our objective is anyway to bring to forefront that type of mentality, and I think this has already started to show some results, not just with our public, but also because many other companies in the design field that were not really yet in this type of field have kind of followed our pioneering, and you can start seeing examples of that now at the Salone, like Capellini is doing certain objects in artisan-based, Moroso, you have a green design sustainable show here in Milan, but they were sponsored by Interni. That type of work was not really here 2 years ago, and we've been doing this work since 2004. And now we're seeing that fortunately other companies are following the examples and are interested in this type of work, because obviously they may feel close to it, they perhaps feel that the public is now more ready for it, and we're pretty glad that we were able to open the way.
Yeah. Okay.